What's up, resellers? I'm Rebecca and you're watching Rebecca the Reseller. Today's video is going to be 10 brands that have sold for over $35, and all of these brands are what I consider, for me, bread and butter brands, bread and butter items. Now, you may know that I list 5 items per day, and so I'm really trying to be extremely picky with the items that I choose to list myself. Many items I send to ThredUp, I don't list it myself, and so I'm not that picky. But with the items that I choose to list myself and put on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, I'm trying to up level and be a disciplined sourcer and only put items that I can sell for $35, $50, or more. Brands that I think are going to be desirable, items that I think are going to be trendy or desirable based on a number of things that I talk about a lot in other videos and on Instagram. And so I'm not putting up a lot of the run-of-the-mill things like I used to, like every Chico's piece or every Talbot's piece or every Loft piece. I'm focusing on items of value for one reason or another, and these that I'm going to show you today are all bread and butter brands that have sold for over $35. And so hopefully this will help you identify some specific things to be looking for when you're sourcing, because it doesn't mean you can't sell Talbots. It doesn't mean you can't sell Zara. It just means you have to pick the right pieces if you're trying to level up your ASP and get more for the work that you're doing. So let's dive in. Okay, so up first we have an Athleta piece, and you will find in today's video I pulled 10 sales from my list of items that are bread and butter items over $35 that's sold, and many of them are Athleta. I really enjoy selling Athleta. It's a good seller. Many pieces can sell for $35 or more. This may not be a bread and butter item for you. You may not find it all the time, but for me, I am able to come across Athleta often. I'm also able to do retail arbitrage for Athleta often. And so for me, it's a good bread and butter item. So I want to share it with you here so you can get an idea of what kinds of pieces do well, because they all don't. But for you, this may not necessarily be a bread and butter item. But first up, New with Tags Athleta Backspin Skirt in white, size extra large. A lot of great things going for it here. Size, New with Tags, and skirts from Athleta as a item type I find do well. And so I took an offer on this for $35, and all of my items on Poshmark, as you can see here, have free shipping. So that was a great sale because it is an item of value, new with tag, and it did have the free shipping, which all the items do. Next up is a great brand that we all love to sell, J. Crew. This is a cropped, lightweight cardigan sweater, and this sold for $50. It's just a good piece. It's an item of value. Someone is seeking out this particular item. I also included keywords like cropped, lightweight, and preppy. Maybe that helped it sell, maybe it didn't. But with bread and butter items, you definitely want to be doing everything you can to make your item stand out. Buying it in particular, what items are going to stand out, what are desirable pieces, but then also how you keyword it, how you photograph it, and how you price it, of course, as well. So keep in mind that there's lots of things you can do to help encourage your bread and butter items to sell. Next up is another Athleta, the Bodega skirt in brown, and so this was a $35 sale, which is great. You know, for me, this is not probably the best item to sell because it is just a skirt and it was an older piece, but it did sell, it worked out, but I probably wouldn't buy this one again going forward. Next up is a Talbot's belted trench coat tan, size 8. So I love selling Talbots, though I have gotten away from it a lot more recently because there's just a saturation of items and a lot of items are just not highly desirable. However, coat, outerwear, blazers, plus size items, certain types of dresses can be very desirable and can bring you in a decent amount of money. So for me, I definitely wanted to do the Talbot's trench coat myself rather than sending it to somewhere like ThredUp. I chose to list it and sell it myself, and I sold it for $40. Next, Athleta Cabo Tied Linen Wide Leg Pant, size 4. So again, Athleta leggings, Athleta bottoms, I guess would be the appropriate word, pants of some kind. These are linen, they're wide leg. This is like the exact kind of loungewear and bottoms that people are looking for right now, comfy type items like this. And so a good sale of $35 for this. I was very happy with it. Next up is Zara TRF Collection Gaucho Burnt Orange medium. So obviously these are pants. So button front, high rise, wide leg, crop. So many things here that are going well for it. Plus I was able to find a stock photo, plus it's kind of the right color. And so many things going well for this. And I've had, whether it's Poshmark or Mercari, I have had many Zara pants selling lately. So don't sleep on Zara pants if they are trendy and have the right kinds of elements to them, like a high rise, like a button fly, like being cropped, like being wide leg, these kinds of things. If they have those elements to them, that's all arrows indicating that it is going to be a good seller and a fast seller for you. And then you can also hopefully charge a little bit more. So that was great. Athleta Highline Hybrid Ankle Tight. So these are also not an item that's necessarily a newer item, but it's a desirable item because someone may already have these and may be looking specifically to replace that pair or get another pair. These sold for $60, and so I was super excited for that one. It did have free shipping, of course. They're just black and gray leggings, but hey, $60 people are willing to pay, and so I am happy to sell them. Next up is a new with tags Zara Blush Inverted Lapel Long Blazer. So this sold for $45. It's a gorgeous color. It is new with tags, and I find that blazers from Zara or coats from Zara, so you got coats and jackets and outerwear do really well, but then also the blazers do well also. And so you need to identify if you can present that item in a good way. If you can use a stock photo or not, that's your choice. But even the photos that I took myself, I think look really good because it's the right color, it's nice and bright, it's hanging well, it looks presentable, it looks clean. And so it's giving someone a really good impression of this item. I bet you if you did a search for Zara blazers, you'd find lots of ones that look like mine, of course, you know, professional seller. And then you find lots of people that just have it, you know, strewn on the bed or on the floor. It might be wrinkled, it might be hanging haphazard. Lots of things that I talk about in like my Poshmark closet reviews when I'm critiquing Poshmark closets. But you want to give your item, especially when it's a bread and butter item, every chance you can to sell. So you want to present it in the best light. And so a lot of good things going well for this sale, and it worked out, and I love selling the right pieces from Zara. Next up is this Athleta True Wrap Dress Stretch Cap Sleeve in medium. I'm so happy that this sold because I couldn't find a stock photo for this particular pattern or colorway or whatever you want to call it. And so for me, I do like selling certain bread and butter items that I can find a stock photo for because I think it just kind of levels up the experience for the buyer and helps them really kind of get a clear picture of what the item is. And again, you know, whether or not you should do it is a topic for another day, but I do at this point in time choose to do it. And so I couldn't get a stock photo for this one, which normally Athleta is a brand that you can find a stock photo for because they include the style number on their tag. Same like Zara, same like J. Crew. Many of these, Torrid is another one, but I didn't happen to have a Torrid piece, you know, in this particular grouping. But that's another one that has a style number where you can find the style name and information. You can find keywords from that original listing to help you sell that item. And then if you choose to use the stock photo, you can. But either way, you're getting good information from having that style number so that you can describe the item properly also. And so I'm just happy that this one sold. It did sell for $50. I like Athleta dresses, but I will tell you, I don't think that the sell-through on Athleta dresses is as good as the leggings or pants or skirts or perhaps an outerwear piece. So if I had the choice now to pick up an Athleta dress, I don't know that I would because I sat on many of them. So it didn't work out. And here we go. I have another dress. This one, though, is a cotton tunic dress in extra large. And so this one had different things going for it. Like you could tell that this was an older piece, and you can tell that this is a newer piece. And so this one went well. It sold for $40, but it sold super quick. And so the name of the game sometimes is selling these bread and butter items fast. You don't want to sit on your bread and butter items, especially if you're sinking $3, $4, $5 into an item, that you're just collecting those pieces over time. They're just sitting in your inventory, not selling. That's difficult. When I want to buy bread and butter items, I'm looking for things that I think will sell quickly, that are newer, trendier, have good keyword possibilities. I can find a stock photo for, or at least the listing based on the style number, so I can get good information about the item. Those are all the things that I'm trying to do. I also want to find things that have a good fabric type, like the linen or leather or something like that, or an item type of value like a blazer, a pair of leggings, something that's new with tags, outerwear. All of the sales that I showed you today had one or several of those indicators pointing in the right direction. And that's why those items got listed in my Poshmark closet. That's why those items sold for $35 or more. When there's a sea of Athleta, J. Crew, Zara, and those kinds of brands out there. So I hope that this going over them and kind of putting my tidbits and sprinkling in the information of how and why I think about doing these things is helpful to you, especially if you're a newer seller. If you're a seasoned seller, it may just be a good refresher and reminder. I thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you like this video, or just give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already so we can hang out again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.